We're visiting today with Senator Charlie Laster in his office at the Capitol. Senator Laster, thanks for welcoming us.
Hey, it's good to have you all back. Thank you.
And all of your constituents, always welcome at your office.
Yeah, I had some here this week. It's always good to see people from back home and from Pottawatomie County. Sure is good. So come on up, visit. We'll sit down and talk.
Well, and that's very close to home. Some unrest going on far away from home, though, is striking really me personally, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I went to fill up my gas tank today, and really I'm spending almost double of what I used to spend not very long ago.
Boy, don't I know it. This time of the year, I have to drive up to the Capitol 4 or 5 days a week, and I'm just like everyone else. You're right. I don't have as much change in my pocket anymore. I filled up the other day at pretty close to $3.50 a gallon, and boy, it hurts. And I know that, quite frankly, I'm a lot better able to pay for it than a lot of people out there. So I know the pain people are going through out there right now.
Yeah, many people for many years from our area, I believe more than 10,000 commuters from Shawnee and the Shawnee area, they have to just kind of work through these things, Charlie. What's happening in our state government that may have effect or may not have effect? Why is this going on?
Well, most of the factors that we're seeing, of course, are outside of the state of Oklahoma, causing this slowdown in supply, and mostly the traders in far-off places get nervous about political situations in the Middle East, and the price goes up. So most of those things, virtually all of them, we can't really do much about here in state government. What I resent, though, is at a time when there are absolutely record profits for the oil and gas companies, why they're trying to continue to run over some of the landowners that are in Pottawatomie County and the state of Oklahoma, and I resent that by them, and I wish they would shape up a little bit and do better on that.
Well, that's interesting because I know in our previous conversations, Charlie, that you've mentioned a constituent in the off season, I call it, brought a concern to you, and you did a little bit of research about landowners and Oklahoma petroleum companies. Tell us about what you found out.
Well, it's a story that probably most of you hear. If you have friends or relatives that live out in the country, so to speak, if an oil or gas company wants to come in on your land and drill, and they have the right to do that, then under current Oklahoma law, they can pretty much just do whatever they want to. And it's very surprising to people when they learn that if you're the surface owner, you're the landowner, if that oil and gas company wants to come in and drill on your property, then they're going to get to come. And all they have to do is have token negotiations with you. If you don't reach an agreement about the damages that they're going to cause drilling on your property, they can just file a piece of paper down at the courthouse and come in anyway. Cut the fences, come in and put that well anywhere they want to on your property. And it's shocking to people when they find that out.
You mean I own the property? Why would they be able to trespass on my property? That's not something that people can do normally.
Well, and the law is that the owner of the minerals has the right to do that, and if the oil company has leased the mineral estate, they have the right to do it. Well, this constituent said, can you do something about that? And I said, well, the company at least has the obligation to deal with you in good faith, to negotiate in good faith with you, to settle the damages with you. And he said, I'm not so sure they do. Caused me to go look at the books, and guess what? They don't. The statute currently doesn't put any obligation of good faith dealing on the oil company. So I filed a bill that had 3 words in it, and it would have required the oil companies to just negotiate in good faith with the landowner. That's the only thing that it said. I asked the committee chairman of the Energy Committee to hear that bill? No way. He said, we're not going to do anything that's going to harm the oil companies in Oklahoma.
In good faith, I guess would be an amendment that would have been added to the wording. It all began with the constituents' request. You bring it to the chairman of the committee. Now tell us what the relevance is and whether he says yes or no, and I'd love to know who that is.
Well, committee chairmen are given a great deal of power, and they can just on their own or with the suggestion of the leadership, which in the Senate is the President Pro Tem of the Senate, they can just refuse to hear a bill, not even give you your day in court, so to speak, and just refuse to hear it, and the bill is dead because of that. Well, the bill may be dead, but the language is not quite dead, and I'm going to be looking for a way to put that in to another bill so that perhaps we would only ask that the legislature make the oil companies deal in good faith with the landowners before they come in and destroy their property.
Well, that sounds like a pretty fair bill. How would we, Charlie, as the ones who elected you and sent you up here to represent us, how would we help you in a cause like that or in something like that? What can we do?
Well, everyone has a senator and a representative, and they can contact them. And in addition to that, remember that the leader of the Senate is the President Pro Tem, and you can write, call the President Pro Tem's office and ask that they do something about making the oil companies deal in good faith with landowners. And, you know, in our neck of the woods, since we have the Speaker of the House in Shawnee, you can also let Representative Steele know that that's a concern and that you would like for the oil companies to at least have to deal in good faith with the landowners before they come in and just do what they want to your surface.
And to find where you can just jot an email if you want is simply go to oksenate.gov, and you have all the contact information that you need, whether you want to call, email, or write, whatever is most convenient for you. And it's the same for okhouse.gov for the House of Representatives. Charlie, interesting topic as always. You have an insider's take, man.
Well, yeah, and some of it's good and some of it's not so good, but we can only work on the things that we're falling short on. In Oklahoma, I think that's something that we are falling short on right now.
Well, as Oklahomans, I've always felt, and we've always been publicized as doing everything in good faith. So we want to continue that trend.
Yes.
Thanks,
for
Charlie.
being here. All right. See you all later.